Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm. In this video, we are going to create the environmental art. We're going to create the tiles that we're going to need to build our game. And it's going to be a lot like the character art that we just created. But there are a couple of different intricacies that we need to go over specifically for tiles because they need to be able to fit together, right? We need to be able to create tiles that click together and they look really nice together. So let's talk about how to create that artwork. First, I'm going to click New File in Photoshop, obviously. New File. Hello. Oh, it's over on my other screen. Now, I want to make sure that we set it up correctly. I'm going to use the green background again. I want to make sure that we have, let's see, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use 4 frames. So we're going to do the same thing we did for our character. Let's do 64 by 64. Everything else looks good. Let's click Create. And let's zoom in pretty good here. Okay, and let's grab our ruler, 32, and grab another ruler, 32. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a 4 different tiles. One tile is going to be one solid color. The next tile is going to have that same solid color, but it's going to have a couple of it's going to have some design on the top to show that it's actually like an edge. Another frame is going to have 2 edges, so it's going to be a corner, and another frame is going to be a level or a ledge with some stuff below it to show that it's like a platform. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is let's create this first one. It's going to be super easy. I'm going to grab my marquee select tool here, and I'm going to just select that entire 32 by 32 grid. I will use my paint bucket tool, and let's make it a nice like purplish color. Okay, so that's going to be my main background. Okay. Now next, I'm drawing on the background. That's not what I want to do. Let's Control Z and let's create a new layer because I don't want to draw on my background. Okay. Now with this new layer selected, then let's use the paint bucket tool and we'll fill in. Oh, paint bucket tool, fill that in. Okay. So now I have a tile on its own layer. Okay. Let's copy and paste. So copy, paste, and let's move this new layer over to this grid. And let's focus on creating the top ledge. So what I want to do is I want to draw a line across here in whatever color that makes sense. I'm going to use white because my level is like an icy, snowy level. Let's grab our pencil tool again. And I'm just going to draw a white line all the way across the top just to show that's a ledge. I'm going to make it a bit thicker. Let's do 2 pixels just to make it nice and thick. Now, this straight line probably won't look perfect. It won't look great for you. So you can add some variation in here. You can add some extra tiles to fill that in to make it look like it's kind of, I don't know, give some variation. What you want to pay attention to, though, are the edges. If it's 2 pixels here, it has to be 2 pixels here. If we had something like this, they won't click together really well, and you'll have like 2 pixels and then another extra 3 or 4, right? So we don't want that. So you want 2 pixels on one side, 2 pixels on the other. Okay. So let's see. Oh, let's go ahead and duplicate that layer. Control C, Control V. And let's bring it down here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in this edge with white as well. I'll grab my pencil. And again, your colors are going to be based off of what you are making, the game that you are making, right? It's going to be based off what you're making, not what I'm making. Mine is just like this because it's, you know, it's going to be an ice level. If you're making like a lava level or grasslands or something like that, then that's what you're going to make. Okay. And I'll fill in some details here. Looks pretty good. Okay. So now I have an edge. So you can see how that's going to be like a corner, right? So the last one I need to make is going to be like a ledge that floats in midair. Okay. So I'm going to use that pencil to create another 2 lines. Come on. There we go. So that we can see that it's a platform. And actually, I'm doing this on the wrong, I'm on a different layer. Let's go. Hello. There we go. Let's create a new layer. And we will draw this on layer 4. I like to keep my layers separate so that if there's a mistake or I want to delete something, I can quickly delete that without deleting everything. You know what I mean? We'll add some variation in here. Okay, close enough for government work. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to use my purple color. And remember, we can use that eyedropper tool to grab a color anywhere in the design. I'm going to use that purple color, and I'm just going to start filling in some spaces below. I'm not going to fill in the entire thing, again, because I want this down here to be see-through. Okay. Now, one thing I want to pay attention to is over here, I've gone down to this edge. I've gone down this many pixels. So I want to make sure I go down. I want to make sure I go down that many pixels on the other side as well. Okay. Then I can just fill this in. Use the paint bucket tool to make this faster. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab my paint bucket and fill her in. Okay, perfect. Now when I turn off that background layer, you'll see that this is all see-through now, which is what I'm looking for. So this is, believe it or not, these are all the tiles that we actually need for our level. If you'd like to add more 32 by 32 squares, for example, let's say you wanted to make one that was see-through and it had some like flowers or something that you can put on top of the ground layer so that there was something sticking up out of the ground. You could do that. You can do all kinds of decorations all you want, but these 4 tiles are all we are going to need to create our level. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there and let you guys get to work on creating your artwork. Let me know if you have any questions or need any help. Thanks.